Hello, this is Dam Drakova, and I have finally gotten around to reviewing HeartGold and SoulSilver now that it's been over a month. But this gives me even more experience playing the game, so I know a little bit more about it. So, anyway, I've played both games all the way through, and it should come as no surprise that I think they are awesome. Basically, they're just retellings of the original Gold and Silver, although the plot runs a bit closer to Crystal with the whole Suicune subplot. I like the new characters, and it's really cool to have your Pokemon walk behind you like in Yellow. Gameplay is much more convenient with the touchscreen. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum never really took advantage of the touchscreen, but in HeartGold and SoulSilver, pretty much everything is controlled by touch. The main menu is displayed, so you don't have to keep pressing different buttons, and the 2 registered key items are also accessible through the screen. Yes, 2 key items registered at once. Very useful. Plus, when you're talking to somebody, you can tap the screen instead of always pressing the A button. My favorite addition to the touchscreen is the sprint command. You can tap on the running shoes icon and you lock the run mode so you don't have to hold down the B button. It makes moving a lot faster and you don't really even need the bicycle. So, the story itself hasn't really changed. The only difference is you can't get your legendary bird until you have all 8 badges. You get the necessary wing after kicking Team Rocket out of the radio tower, but in addition you need a bell, which can only be obtained after battling the 5 Kimono Girls, which itself happens after you defeat Claire. You do get it before the Elite Four, who, by the way, are just as easy in the original, at least the first time through. So, with a few TMs, you can get past them pretty quickly. Well, you'll want to level up a bit, but I mean, the strongest Pokemon is, I think, level 50, so shouldn't be too hard. Kanto is once again available to explore, but with a lot more features than Gold and Silver. You can catch the Bird Trio and Mewtwo, and in Fuchsia, where the Safari Zone used to be, is now where you can migrate Pokemon from the previous games. And then once you have all 16 badges, you can rebattle all the gym leaders. And also the Elite Four get a major power boost, so proceed with caution. They have a much stronger team and use Pokemon from different regions. So it's good for your national decks. The Suicune subplot I mentioned is that while the other cats, dogs, whatever, are running around randomly, Suicune appears in certain set places. And yeah, the annoying guy from Crystal is still there, always a few steps behind. Eventually you encounter Suicune in a set location to battle, making it the easiest of the 3 to catch. The other 2, like in the other games, are just wandering around randomly. Okay, one majorly anticipated addition to these games, Pokeathlon. It is a lot of fun, and it definitely branches out from the typical Pokemon mini-games. It could actually be a game in itself, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely check it out. Couple of hints for the jump event. Consider using the legendary birds and Latias or Latios, because typically flying or floating Pokemon are better jumpers. But nature is a factor, so check their Pokeathlon stats in the status menu first. And in the power event. Groudon and Typhlosion are good. What else has changed? The Safari Zone is a lot more complicated, but I really don't want to get into that right now. I don't know if this was part of Generation 4, but the sound effects for HeartGold and SoulSilver are unbelievable. I mean, from footsteps to just the sound of doors opening and closing, the effects are perfect. Oh, one more thing I should mention. The Game Corner. Apparently, people were upset that gambling was promoted in a video game marketed primarily to younger kids. So the slot machines are gone outside of the Japanese versions, and instead we get Voltorb Flip. If you like the game Minesweeper, you'd probably like Voltorb Flip. They're very similar. It's not really gambling, because you don't have to pay to play. Any coins you win, you keep. And once you get the hang of it, it's actually kind of fun, if a bit addicting. But whatever. It's the only way to get coins, you can't buy them, so if you want the items, the prizes at the Game Corner, you're gonna have to play a lot. It's kind of annoying. As for which version is better, well, I prefer Silver, largely because I love Lugia, but also because of Meowth, which is unavailable in HeartGold. Back a long time ago, Silver was essential in completing my Pokédex in Yellow, with Meowth, Weedle, Ekans, Coughing, Jinx, Magmar, and Electabuzz. And since Meowth and Weedle aren't in Gold either, Silver was certainly a big help. And, of course, you shouldn't choose solely on the legendary bird, because you can eventually catch both. Although Lugia is a bit easier to reach if you remember the path from Gold and Silver through the Whirl Islands. It hasn't changed, it's still that basic path, really easy. Technically, the Whirl Islands are a Flash cave, but again, if you remember the path, you don't need Flash either. And here's something that really bugs me. It's just a tiny little detail, but I don't get it. I don't understand why this is the case. But the Tin Tower is no longer called the Tin Tower. It's just called the Bell Tower. I don't see why they felt the need to rename it. It's never mentioned in the story itself. I mean, yeah, there are bells, but there are bells in the Whirl Islands too, and they weren't renamed the Bell Islands. It makes no sense. If you actually know what it means, feel free to comment, because I really want to know. Okay, well that about wraps up the review. Overall score, 5 stars out of 5. Yeah, this game is almost perfect. Some of it is nostalgia factor, but it's just a really well thought out game. I only have a few complaints. Another one is they didn't keep the female character from Crystal, and the new one just looks weird. I don't really know why, it just doesn't fit. Other than that, it's a great game, both of them. I strongly recommend at least trying them. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. So, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, let me know. I can probably answer them. I have been playing the games a lot, so I'm hoping I can help. Bye!